Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters, many of you are asking me, Raya, you're 75 years old. What is your secret? How come you're so active? What about your health? How are you keeping healthy? And I just want to say this is really not a secret. It's just a logic. A logic. What is it? What is my number one goal? My number one goal is I want to be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I want to serve Him, serve His cause, know His book, practice my religion, and be a good servant for Him and for Him alone. And how can I do this if I'm not feeling well? How can I do this if I'm not feeling well, if I'm sick? By the way, this is the Jinda Park in Langkawi, Malaysia. If I were not talking, I would be going. This is quite a grade, you know. You go down, come up. I go down, come up sometimes up to 5 times back and forth, but I cannot do it now because then I cannot talk. I challenge myself. What do I do? Number one, my number one goal, as I mentioned, is to serve Allah, to please Allah. And in order to do that, I have to have good health. I have to have good health. I have to have good mind, good way of thinking, positive thinking, and I have to have a healthy body. So this is not a really secret. You just have to, all you have to do is make the intention. This is what you want, and then take the steps to do it. So for me, first of all, I spend a lot of time with the Quran. Before Fajr, after Fajr, before Maghrib, in the middle of the night, is like Quran has become, is like inseparable part of my life. And as some of you may know, that I spent 30 years memorizing the Quran with meaning, memorize the meaning. So when I listen to the Quran and when I read the Quran, I know everything, I understand everything. And I had already, before memorizing, if there was a tafsir I had to find, I would find, and I would learn, and that's when I read or listen, I know what it is talking about. What the Quran is talking about, I know it, and it just goes right into my soul, in my heart. So that's one of my number one routine. The other one is that I have, alhamdulillah, because of knowing Allah and have certainty about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I don't let negative stuff linger in my mind. It doesn't mean that I don't get affected. Yeah, everybody gets affected, but I'm able to dispel it very quickly because of the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So many verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that we are to depend on Him only. And also believing in Qadar. Something happens that is unfortunate, we have to believe in Qadar. We also have to take a look and see what we ourselves have done to cause this to happen. Positive thinking, good mental attitude. And lastly, I cannot say any of them is number 1, 2, 3, except closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always number 1. I really watch what I eat. I don't fry food. Very rarely. Yeah, I do saute onions. I read a lot. The past 30 plus years, I have always tried to learn about good food and nutrition, raise my kids a healthy diet, a healthy food. And I try to eat organic as much as I can. So what can I do that it would enhance my health? I am more leaning towards plant-based diet, although I need some protein. I do have some fish, maybe some quail sometimes, but even when I did eat meat, I ate like organic meat here in the island. They butcher the cow, village cow, and then it is healthy. As far as chicken, pretty much all chickens are commercial and they are full of hormones and chemicals, and they're not good for us. So if I could get a village chicken, I would try to do that as well. So food I eat is easy to make. I make it for 1 or 2 or 3 times, so I don't have to cook all the time. It's healthy. I eat lots of fruits, lots of vegetables. I have 2 balconies, and alhamdulillah, I have planted lots of vegetables. These are organic vegetables. At least I can say I can get my own organic. And I do need maybe help once a week to come and spray with organic pesticides or fertilizers. I do get sometimes help for that, but other than that, I try to deal with it myself. So it is not really easy to stay healthy without effort. I make effort, and I also ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide me, what I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to eat. I'm open. I constantly watch videos on health and nutrition. However, those could be also confusing. One says keto, one says vegetarian, one says vegan, one says this. Each one thinks that theirs is the best. Well, I have done research. I have done all that I could to understand. I do have had a high cholesterol, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I have tried everything, but now the past 6 weeks, I have cut out dairy and basically meat, very, very little. And I just had a blood test and the cholesterol went down. Alhamdulillah, for the first time I see it's really going down. So I know plant-based diet is the best for people that are able to stay with it. And I feel like eventually that's where I would go. I'm trying to find ways of getting more protein because I cannot have nuts and seeds. Those give me insomnia. So, and you see here, this beach or any beach I go to. Right now I can go here because it's a low tide, a lot of rocks sticking out. I go to beaches and walk barefooted. And I do push myself. When some of you have seen, I go climb 500 steps every Saturday. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. I push myself. If I don't do it, then it's not going to get done. So please, what I like to tell you is I'm wearing this because I really don't want the sun on my face. But anyhow, I just want to tell you I would love to share with you whatever I do to keep me healthy. But the healthiest of all of it is connection with the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because it gives me such a certainty about my creator, about everything that happens in my life and why it happens and how it happened and how to deal with it. Is like there is a constant connection with Allah, and everything has told us in his blessed book. So my suggestion is, number one, make Ramadan is right here. So please make it a goal to understand the book of Allah, not just read it. You can read it 5-6 times, finish it, and you don't understand anything. Please read it with understanding, memorize the meaning, learn the Arabic, and really digest the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in such a way that becomes part of who you are. Nothing can hurt you, change you, damage you in any way, as long as you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and trust him and know his book, and you can also help other people to get to the same place. Just remember, this is your Ramadan gift, and inshallah you will all follow the way that is going to bring you the best of health. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.